Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and being a producer of Wrestle Massacre as well as Inside Movies Galore, I am David Strege, and welcome to Delusions of Grandeur. Enjoy the reviews. I certainly did.
Okay, Dave, that's it. Screw you and your college flunkies. I've had enough of this from you and from everyone else. I know what you guys are trying to do. Break me down, drive me out of the force. Well, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than a lame prank like this to get Curtis Mooney to throw in his badge, so fuck you. Over.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Delusions of Grandeur. I'm your host, David Strege, and here I have another review for you, this time of the second film from Emir Skolanja, whereas before I went on about The Butcher. And this was the second film that I was actually able to get a copy of by tracking the director down after the website that was distributing this film by the name of Legless Corpse Films shut off its site for good, which was run by Chad Armstrong, who had stage 4 cancer, and may he rest in peace. A lot of people, especially people who were putting money into his feature film, were quite disappointed in not getting what they had put money in for. But anyways, it's not about that film. It's about this film. So, Mir Skolanja is in charge of Foxtrot Productions, and this is the second feature that he had teamed together with producer Sean Patrick Sarmac for this black and white film by the name of Flesh of My Flesh. And here's the Blu-ray. As you can see, there is the Legless Corpse Films logo. Fortunately, Blu-ray was the only way that I could get the film, even though it was being sold with a DVD on the site. And from what I know of the film, it's gone back into the chop shot, back into the editing, whatever. And originally, I thought it was supposed to go over to Underground Gore Lecter Films as a release of some sort, into a softcase DVD edition. But that never happened. So, in any case, so in the beginning of the film, we hear words of darkness and what looks like a freakish clan or family, possible rape between one of these freakish looking people. And then, of course, the main story is about a typical teenage girl named Sarah, played by Miss Houlihan, and her friend Rebecca, played by Miss Mayer, as they walk home after the last day of school. When she gets home from school, she gets the fourth degree from her mother, played by Heidi Wilsack, about college and her future. So she goes and spends the day on the trails near a lake of sorts and gets drunk, doing girly things like complaining about her parents or acting. Are acting. Something strange happens as Sarah begins to have a trippy vision of skulls and blood, and a man stating, "Come back to us. Come back to your family." Feverish, her mom and dad, Bob, are worried, but because of the things that she's saying, they call on some psychic friends of theirs by the name of Judy and Glenn. And something's possessed Sarah, and it's not ordinary. I feel like this is a film that some people can relate to on the level of being from a small town, uh, demonic possession, feelings of being raped, occultism with no CGI, just visuals and camera angles. So I feel this is more of a visual journey of the mind to trip you the fuck out. I also think that the emo metal music intermixed in with the emotions that Sarah is going through and the pressures of life. So she, in that open-mindedness of being vulnerable to the unknown, the demons of one's mind, which is played by Al Baker, made a great lead demon, by the way. I really liked his acting, or his character in here. There are moments that drag in the film, but like I said, there is some surrealism that her mind, Sarah's, goes through, and I think this is more of an art house horror film almost. An experimental film, if nonetheless. What does one do when you find out you're the product of a demonic rape, especially if a cult of some magnanimous blood god is behind it? I don't think this film will be for everyone, but I did enjoy watching this film, and I was fairly entertained. In fact, I will go so far as saying that this is actually my favorite film out of his entire filmography thus far. Now that doesn't mean that I haven't seen any of the rest of his films, but it's definitely a trip, and I recommend it. If you have not seen it, see it. I know that it had a limited run on Legless Corpse Films, and I'm not sure if Legless Corpse Films entirely gave it the advertising that it was supposed to have gotten. I don't think that Chad's mind was fully and entirely intentionally set or aware that he was not um, fully doing his job, nonetheless. In any case, hopefully you enjoyed my description of this film. Like and subscribe to my page if you have not. Definitely check the film out if you can. As I said, Michelina Houlihan plays Sarah. And it's definitely one of my faves out there in the indie world. And although I've seen it only twice, I really do believe that this was one of his better films. So check it out if you can. I will definitely have some more cool stuff coming up. So please let me know down in the comments if you have seen this film or at least seen some of this man's work, and let me know what you think, man. In any case, come back and listen to Delusions of Grandeur whenever you feel.
You were good, kid, real good. But as long as I'm around, you'll always be second best, see?